In the quiet town of Fort Haven, Virginia, nestled among rolling hills and old oak trees, stood the Haven Military Academy. It was a place where young cadets trained hard to become soldiers, far from the big cities but close to the heart of American pride. The base was small, with brick buildings and wide fields for drills. Everyone knew everyone, and traditions ran deep. Elena Ramirez arrived on a crisp autumn morning. She was in her mid-40s, with short dark hair and a steady gaze that spoke of years in the service. She had retired from the Navy SEALs after 20 years, but life had pulled her back. Her old commander had asked her to come here as a guest trainer for a special program. The cadets were a tough group, mostly young men in their late teens and early 20s, full of energy and ego. They needed someone to push them beyond their limits. Elena kept her past quiet. She didn't want special treatment. She just wanted to do the job. Dressed in simple fatigues, she reported to the head instructor, Major Harlan. He was a gruff man with a mustache who shook her hand firmly. "Welcome, Ramirez. These boys are raw, shape them up." Her first day started with morning PT physical training. The cadets lined up on the field, smirking as they saw her. "A woman trainer?" one whispered. His name was Cade Wilkins, the leader of the pack. Tall and broad, with a cocky grin, he was the star cadet, son of a retired general. "What's she gonna teach us? How to fold laundry." The others chuckled. Elena heard it all but said nothing. She led them through push-ups, runs, and obstacle courses. She moved with ease, her muscles strong from years of real missions. But the cadets dragged their feet, complaining under their breath. "This is weak," muttered another, Jake Harlan, the major's nephew. "Bet she couldn't last a day in real combat." By evening, Elena headed to the showers in the women's barracks. The academy was co-ed, but the facilities were separate. She was alone, or so she thought. As she rinsed off the day's sweat, she heard footsteps. 3 cadets, Cade, Jake, and their friend Tom, slipped in through a side door. They weren't supposed to be there, but they wanted to scare her, to show her she didn't belong. "Hey, lady," Cade called out, his voice echoing off the tiles. "You think you can boss us around? This is our turf. Women like you should stick to desk jobs." Elena froze for a moment, water dripping from her hair. She wrapped a towel around herself quickly, her heart pounding not from fear but from anger. She had faced worse, enemy fire in distant lands, nights without sleep. But this was petty, meant to break her spirit. "Get out," she said calmly, her voice like steel. "This isn't a game." They laughed, blocking the exit. Jake leaned against the wall. "Or what? You'll report us, cry to the major." Tom added, "You're just a has-been. We heard you washed out of some unit. Pathetic." Elena's eyes narrowed. She could have fought them off, her training made her capable, but she chose words instead. "Boys, you're making a mistake. Leave now and we'll forget this." They didn't budge, their mockery growing louder. Finally, she pushed past them, shoulder-checking Cade hard enough to make him stumble. She walked out with her head high, but inside, the insult burned. She had sacrificed so much for her country, lost friends, carried wounds, and now this. That night in her bunk, Elena stared at the ceiling. She remembered her SEAL days, the grueling selection, being one of the first women to make it through. She had led teams into danger, saved lives, but here she was just the lady trainer. She decided then to teach them not just skills, but respect. The program was 6 weeks long. She had time. The next morning, the cadets noticed her silence during roll call. Cade smirked, thinking they had won. But Elena's plan was forming. She would push them harder, show them strength without saying a word about her past. Little did they know, the woman they cornered was a legend in the shadows of special ops. As the days passed, the training intensified. Elena led them on long marches through the woods surrounding the town. The cadets grumbled, their muscles aching. She shared stories of endurance but kept them general. "Strength isn't just in your arms," she said one evening by a campfire. "It's in your heart when everything tells you to quit." Jake rolled his eyes. "Easy for you to say. You've never seen real action." Elena smiled faintly. "You'd be surprised." The group started to split. Some cadets, like Quiet Ben from a farm family, saw her skill and respected it. But Cade's crew kept up the jabs. One afternoon, during hand-to-hand combat drills, Cade paired with her. He went easy at first, mocking her. but she flipped him onto the mat with a swift move, leaving him breathless. The others gasped. Cade got up red-faced. Lucky shot. Elena helped him up. Luck has nothing to do with it. That incident planted a seed of doubt in their minds. Was she more than she seemed? But the mockery continued in whispers. Elena felt the weight of it, the injustice of being underestimated because of her gender. She had fought for equality in the military, yet here it was again. By the end of the first week, Elena confided in Major Harlan about the shower incident, but asked him not to act yet. "Let me handle it my way," she said. He nodded, trusting her. "You're tougher than you look, Ramirez." As part 1 drew to a close, the cadets prepared for a night exercise. Elena watched them, knowing the real test was coming. Would they break her, or would she build them? The story was just beginning, and the truth about her past hovered like a storm cloud. Word count, 1024. Part 2, The Building Storm. The second week at Haven Military Academy brought colder winds to Fort Haven. Leaves turned gold and red, crunching under boots during early drills. Elena Ramirez pushed forward, her resolve like an anchor in rough seas. The cadets' mockery lingered, but she focused on the task, turning boys into soldiers. Mornings started with runs along the river that bordered the town. Elena led the pack, her breath steady while others panted. Ben, the quiet one, kept pace with her. "Ma'am, how do you do it?" he asked once, away from the others. "Practice and pain," she replied simply. "Everyone has scars, some you see, some you don't." Ben nodded, thinking of his own struggles, growing up poor, losing his dad young. He started to see Elena as more than a trainer, but Cade and his friends saw weakness. During lunch in the mess hall, they spread rumors. "She's hiding something," Cade said. "Probably failed out of basic." Jake laughed. "Yeah, or she's just here for show. Uncle won't say much about her." Elena overheard but ate her meal in silence. She remembered her first SEAL mission, infiltrating a hostile area under cover of night, heart racing but mind clear. Sacrifice meant putting the team first. Here. The team was these cadets, even the rude ones. Afternoon sessions focused on tactics. In the classroom, Elena drew maps on the board, explaining ambushes and escapes. "Knowledge saves lives," she said, "not just brute force." Tom snorted. "Says the one who can't lift half what we can." She challenged them to a pull-up contest. One by one, they tried. Cade managed 15. Elena did 25, slow and controlled. The room fell quiet. "Strength comes in many forms," she said, wiping sweat from her brow. That evening, alone in her quarters, Elena pulled out an old photo from her duffel bag. It showed her SEAL team, faces blurred for security, but she remembered each one. Mike, her partner, killed in action. She had carried his body back, tears mixing with blood. The pain hit her fresh, a reminder of why she fought on. The next day brought a team-building exercise, crossing a ravine with ropes and planks. Cade's group argued, wasting time. Elena's quiet guidance helped Ben's team finish first. "See," she said. "Listen and learn." But jealousy brewed. That night, Cade cornered Ben in the barracks. "You sucking up to her, traitor." Ben stood firm. "She's good, man. Give her a chance." The tension peaked during a simulated combat drill in the woods. Cadets wore gear, using paintball guns. Elena observed from a hill. Cade's team targeted her unfairly, pelting her with paint when she wasn't playing. "Oops," Cade yelled. "Friendly fire." She wiped the paint from her face, anger flashing in her eyes, but she stayed calm. In real war, that gets people killed. Major Harlan pulled her aside later. "I heard about the paintball. Want me to discipline them?" "Not yet," Elena said. "They need to learn the hard way." As the week wore on, Elena shared more. During a rest break, she told a story. "Once I was in a tough spot, trapped low on ammo, but I held on for my team." She didn't say it was a SEAL op in Afghanistan, but the cadets listened. Jake felt a twinge of guilt. His uncle had hinted Elena was special, but he ignored it. Instead, he planned another prank, hiding her gear during a night march. They executed it poorly. Elena found her stuff quickly, using tracking skills honed in the field. She confronted them at dawn. "This isn't funny, it's dangerous. Lives depend on trust." Cade scoffed. "Whatever, you're overreacting." But Tom looked uneasy. "Maybe we should stop." The emotional toll grew on Alina. Nights brought dreams of lost comrades, waking her in sweat. She sacrificed family time for service. No husband, no kids. Now, facing ingratitude, she questioned her choice, but strength pushed her on. By week's end, a storm hit Fort Haven, literal rain flooding the fields. Training moved indoors. Alina taught first aid, her hands steady as she demonstrated bandaging. Save a life, save the mission. Ben excelled, earning praise. Cade sulked. The divide deepened. In a quiet moment, Alina visited the town's small cemetery. She stood by a veteran's grave, whispering thanks. It grounded her. Back at base, she prepared for the next phase, survival training. The cadets would face the elements and she would guide them, but whispers of doubt spread. Would they respect her or push further? The story built, emotions raw. Alina's journey showed cracks, moments of loneliness, but her core remained strong. The cadets began to change, slowly. Ben defended her in talks. Even Tom hesitated in mockery. As Part 2 closed, a bigger test loomed, a multi-day hike. Alina knew it could break or make them. The injustice of their actions weighed heavy, but redemption flickered on the horizon. Word count, 10-12. Part 3, Shadows of the Past. Week 3 dawned with fog over Fort Haven, mirroring the haze in the cadets' minds. The small Virginia town buzzed with everyday life, farmers at market, kids on bikes, but at the academy, tension simmered. Alina Ramirez carried on, her emotional strength a quiet force. The focus shifted to survival skills. Alina led them into the woods, teaching how to build shelters and find water. "Nature doesn't care about your ego," she said. "Respect it or it breaks you." Cade's group built a shaky lean-to, laughing off her advice. When rain came, it collapsed. Alina helped rebuild it, her hands calloused from real survival, days in deserts, hiding from enemies. She didn't complain, just worked. Ben watched, admiration growing. "You've done this for real, haven't you?" Alina nodded. "More times than I can count." Flashbacks haunted her. In her mind, she was back in Iraq, team pinned down. She had dragged a wounded comrade to safety, bullets whizzing. The sacrifice cost her a shoulder injury that still ached in cold weather, but she pushed through. During a fire-starting lesson, Jake mocked her. "Bet you use matches at home." She started a fire with flint in seconds. "Try it." He failed repeatedly, frustration building. For the first time, he asked for help. Alina showed him patiently, a small crack in his armor. That night around the campfire, stories flowed. Alina shared one carefully. "I lost a friend once. We were in a bad place. He saved me, but I couldn't save him." Her voice cracked slightly, eyes distant. The cadets listened, firelight flickering. Tom asked, "Where was that?" "Doesn't matter," she said. "Pain is the same everywhere." The emotional beat hit hard. Cade stared into the flames, thinking of his privileged life. His dad pushed him hard, but he had never faced real loss. The next day brought orienteering, navigating with maps and compasses. Alina's group excelled, but Cade cheated using a hidden GPS. When caught, he denied it. "Prove it." Alina sighed. "Honesty builds trust. Without it, teams fall apart." Major Harlan intervened, giving Cade extra duty. "Listen to her, boy. She's earned her stripes." Jake defended his friend. "She's too strict." But doubt crept in. During a break, Alina found a quiet spot by the river. She sat, knees drawn up, remembering her SEAL induction. The bell-ringing quitters, the endless swims. She was one of few women mocked then, too. "Prove them wrong," her mentor had said. She did, rising to officer. Back at camp, an injustice unfolded. Cade spread a lie. Alina was faking her skills, hired as a diversity quota. Whispers reached her. It stung, echoing past battles for respect. She confronted the group. "Words hurt, but actions define you. Choose wisely." Ben stood by her. "She's right, give her credit." The split widened. Tom pulled away from Cade, helping Alina with chores. Sorry about before, he muttered. Emotional growth showed. Alina mentored Ben privately, sharing tips. He opened up about his fears. I don't want to let my family down. You won't, she said. Strength is facing fear. As the week progressed, a mock rescue drill tested them. Cadets had to save a downed pilot Alina enroll. Cade's team delayed, arguing. Ben's succeeded, earning nods. That evening, Alina wrote in her journal, they're changing but slow. I see myself in them, the doubt, the fight. A town visit lightened moods. They went to a diner for pie. Locals greeted Alina warmly. One veteran recognized her subtly. Heard about you. Thanks for your service. Cade overheard, puzzled. Back at base, survival training intensified with an overnight solo. Each cadet alone in the woods. Alina monitored, her own memories surfacing, nights evading capture, heart pounding. Jake got lost, panicking. Alina found him, calming him. Breathe, think. Grateful, he said. Thanks, I was wrong about you. A turning point. But Cade resisted, planning to sabotage the next drill. The injustice peaked when he accused her of favoritism in front of the major. She's soft on the weak ones. Alina stood tall. Fairness isn't softness, it's justice. The major backed her. Watch yourself, Wilkins. As part 3 ended, emotions ran deep. Alina's sacrifices shone through flashbacks, her strength inspiring change. The cadets' development varied, Cade stubborn, others opening. The journey to redemption built with a big reveal nearing. The hook, what would break Cade's pride? Word count, 998. Part 4, the breaking point. By week 4, winter's chill gripped Fort Haven. Snow dusted the Virginia hills, making drills tougher. Alina Ramirez felt the strain, but her emotional core held firm. The cadets were transforming, but not without pain. Training ramped up to combat simulations. Alina taught urban tactics in the base's mock village. Stay alert. One mistake costs everything. Cade still mocked. Yeah, like you'd know. But Tom and Jake defended her now. Shut up, Cade. She's legit. The divide hurt Alina. She had sacrificed connections for duty, missed holidays, buried friends. Now, shaping these young men felt like her redemption. During a live-fire exercise, safety first, Alina demonstrated marksmanship. She hit every target. Cadets tried. Ben improved under her guidance. Jake confided later. My uncle says you're something special. Why hide it? Actions speak louder, she replied. Flashback, a SEAL raid gone wrong. Alina led the escape, carrying an injured teammate Miles. The scar on her leg throbbed as reminder. An injustice struck midweek. Cade tampered with Alina's equipment during a rappel drill, loosening a rope. She fell a short distance, twisting her ankle. Pain shot through, but she climbed back up. Who did this? Major Harlan demanded. Cade denied, but eyes accused him. Alina limped to medical. I'll be fine. But inside, anger boiled. This was beyond pranks, dangerous, like the enemies she faced. She confronted Cade privately. Why? What did I do? You're a joke, he spat. Women don't belong in combat roles. His words echoed past insults. Alina's strength shone. I've bled for this country more than you'll know, but I won't let hate win. Ben overheard, rallying others. Cade's out of line. The group shunned Cade, forcing reflection. He thought of his dad's expectations, his own fears. Emotional beats deepened. Alina mentored the others, sharing a story. I once chose mercy over revenge. It saved my soul. They listened, respect growing. A team challenge, capturing a flag in the woods. Without Cade's sabotage, they succeeded. Alina praised them. You're becoming soldiers. Jake apologized for the shower incident. We were idiots. Forgiven, she said. Grow from it. Cade watched from afar, jealousy turning to doubt. Town event, a veterans parade. Alina marched incognito, but a SEAL buddy spotted her. Captain Ramirez, legend. Cadets nearby heard. Whispers started. Back at base, Cade investigated, asking the major, who is she really? Find out yourself, Harlan said. The breaking point came in a grueling endurance test, carrying packs through snow. Cade faltered, collapsing. Alina helped him up. We finished together. Why help me? He gasped. Because that's what teammates do. Tears mixed with sweat. Cade saw her strength, emotional, physical. As Part 4 closed, change accelerated. Alina's journey showed sacrifice paying off. The cadets developed injustice fatting, but the full truth waited, promising a twist. Word count, 1005. Part 5, The Revelation. Week 5 brought clearer skies to Fort Haven, but storms raged inside. Alina Ramirez neared the end of her time, her heart heavy yet hopeful. The cadets had grown, but the final test loomed. Advanced ops training, infiltrating a mock enemy camp. Alina planned it meticulously, drawing from SEAL experience. Cade, changed but silent, participated fully. The shower incident haunted him. During prep, Ben asked Alina, "Will you tell us your story?" "Soon," she said. Flashback, her last mission, rescuing hostages. She lost a limb, no but close shrapnel wounds. Sacrifice defined her. The drill went wrong intentionally. Alina set traps to teach. Cade's team hit one, captured. In debrief, Cade admitted faults. "I was wrong about everything." Others nodded. Major Harlan gathered them. Time for truth. He revealed Alina's file. Navy SEAL officer, multiple commendations, first woman in her unit. Missions classified but legendary, saved dozens, earned Silver Star. Cadets gasped, Cade paled. The showers, we didn't know. Alina spoke calmly. "You didn't need to, respect everyone." Emotional peak, tears flowed. Cade apologized publicly. "We cornered you, mocked you, unforgivable." "Forgiven," she said. "Use it to be better." Twist, Alina wasn't just trainer, she recommended promotions. Cade, humbled, earned one. Respect one. Graduation day, town proud. Alina left, but her impact stayed. Cade wrote later, "You changed me." Alina's redemption, justice through growth. She drove away, strong as ever.